Hey, my name is Mike, and today I was going to show you our conversion from a normal wall in our apartment here in San Diego to something we thought would be a little bit more fun just to jazz it up. So as you can see in this picture, the wall is standard. We live in a loft, so it's full of concrete and concrete pillars, that sort of thing. We like that look, but this particular wall was really just a drywall with a really unattractive beige sort of color. We wanted to change that to make it a little bit more interesting, but we also rent this place and we'll move in a year or two or whatever the case may be. So we needed to do something that can be changed. So a little bit about us. My wife and I, we like to travel a lot, so that's why you can see that map picture. Traveling is a big part of our lives. We wanted something fun and something reflective of what we do. So let's take a little other look here. Again, this was our wall before we decided what to do with it. Just a standard wall. We had the TV up on a whatever this is called, a bookcase. Um, just very standard. We didn't put any pictures on that wall purposefully because we knew we'd do something. We just weren't sure what to do. We looked through different things, and one of the things that we thought was really interesting were these faux brick walls. They usually involved some sort of paneling that you can buy at Lowe's or Home Depot, and then you can put what they call a German schmear on top of it, which is really pretty neat. I like the idea a lot, but I live in an apartment. I don't have really a lot of space to be cutting things. I have a small little car, so getting home a big 4x8 piece of plywood was not as easy. So some different logistical issues there. So we found this online, and as you can see, this is a sticker, but basically it's a foam piece of, or sticker, I should say, that looks like brick. You just peel off the back side of it, stick it on the wall. Pretty simple. And it's pretty thin and it's just made of foam. So the nice thing is you can put it up on the wall, and when you're finished, you can peel it off. Or I should say, when you're done or you want to change that, you can peel it off. We bought it right off of Amazon, and as you can see, it's pretty simple. It's not very much. What is this? Is 90 bucks here. I'm sure you can find different versions of it on sale. It comes in, I think it was 40 pieces in a box. You got to pay attention to the size. I think it's a 2 by 2 square. It's not exactly 2 by 2. That's what they say it is, but it wasn't exactly. I can't remember exact dimensions, but it was off by an inch to a quarter of an inch. So you have to measure out the square footage of your entire wall, determine how much you're going to need. One of the ideas that we came up with is if we'll go back over it with this spackling, which is basically the stuff you would fill in nail holes or a dent in the drywall, get some lightweight version of that, smear that over the top. Now, I wasn't going for the full German schmear, which is to give the look that maybe you had plastered over the concrete and now it's broken away. I like that look. I just didn't do it, quite frankly, for no particular reason. Just didn't do it. But this helped a little bit, gave some extra character to combat the shininess of it. We went and bought some flat white paint, just basic white paint from Home Depot or Ace or wherever we happened to be that day. Took that back and rolled it over. Now, here's what we did. So we wanted to make sure we had something on the wall that we liked. So we went through all kinds of different pictures and finally came upon a just map of the world, thinking that looked like a pretty good picture. I knew I wasn't going to freehand it, but I wanted something that was going to show relatively simple lines. So we went with this particular map. It's a little bit of a stylized map. You can see it's not overly detailed. The continents have a lack of specificity, but again, I'm going to be painting on brick from a projector. So I just knew going in that the simpler the lines, the better. And then we went out and we got this projector. So again, we found this on Amazon, $70. I got a lot of good reviews. You can see there, it's highly well liked. Um, Very small. It hooks right up to your computer or laptop in this case, and you're supposed to be able to use this to watch TV or movies on the wall. It has speakers built into it, which of course we didn't need. But I saw multiple reviews on here to do exactly what I was going to do, project it on the wall, then trace around it and use that to design your art. So I thought it was pretty good. And you can see there the dimensions. Again, very small, 6.5 or 7 inches by 7 inches. So it's fit the bill perfectly. You can see here's the box. And then I had to stack it up on a step ladder with some books underneath it to get the right angle. Plugged it into my laptop, and here we are. So this is shot, I don't know, 8, 9 o'clock in the evening. That's why the pictures are a little funky, but you can tell I basically just lined it up. Then the next step was to just take a Sharpie and trace around. So it's actually really simple. It sounds like you have to be artistic. Trust me, that is not necessary whatsoever. It was very, very simple. Just took a regular Sharpie, traced around it. Again, this has a brick texture on the wall, so I didn't worry about making nice sharp lines. I knew I'd go back over with paint anyways, so I just sort of lightly drugged the Sharpie around the outline. It worked perfectly. And then I went back with black paint. We just bought some basic black paint from the Ace, a couple blocks away. I bought the 1 quart size because I knew I wouldn't need very much. And I bought 2 brushes, one little smaller brush to do the outline part, and then a bigger brush to do the fill in. You can see here, I went through and just basically traced back over my Sharpie lines, created an outline. And again, I wanted this to be a bit rough, to have a bit of an aged look to an imperfect look, like you might see an old advertisement on a brick wall outside in a city. So I wanted that look. So I sort of stabbed versus made strokes, if that makes sense. Just sort of pushed the brush along those lines, which caused it to not fill in every single ridge and nook and cranny. And then I just went back in and started painting it with that same basic technique. Just kind of pushed the brush in so that it basically covered the area, but didn't stress over covering every single area. I wanted that white to pull through, which is what it did. As I'd step back, you could see quite a bit of white peeking through, making it look unfinished and a little rough. Or you could think of it, maybe it was fully black at one point, and over the years it's sort of faded and chipped away. That's the look I was going for, and I think we did that pretty well. So just a couple more pictures here. You can see again how the white is definitely coming through in an irregular pattern, and I didn't really stress about going up and trying to fix any of that. I just kind of really went with one pass. I didn't stress over it too much. There is the finished product. I like it. I like the way it looks. Obviously we moved our TV to the opposite side of the room, so this is now where we would sit. We've got this little area. I could have done this all in one day. Now, we did the wall originally with the brick maybe a month or so ago, and we just sort of sat with it for a while until we decided what we were going to do next. But from hooking the projector up to having it fully painted was 2 hours, 3 hours at the most. So very simple project. Hope you liked it. Let me know if you do, or let me know if you've done something similar. And with that, have a great day.